And we are live, Bearded Bastards podcast, episode 7. And this evening, we will be reviewing the October 2nd, 2024 AEW Dynamite. I'm Robert Frank, and my co-host is the legendary Zach G. What's up, Zach?
Good evening. I mean, this took place 10 miles down the street from our house, actually.
I thought you were going to do a run-in, bro.
I was going to do a run-in dressed as Santa Claus, just to make you laugh. And then when they came to get me, I was going to rip my shirt off with like Robert Frank gear on.
I would have popped.
Oh, yeah, but I don't know if it was the thousands of dollars in fines and being
Jail
arrested
time.
was worth.
Yeah.
I mean, it misdemeanor. It's first time offense, but I thought it'd be funny.
Well, Beard So Strong actually asked me probably as soon as Dynamite went off the air. He was like, "Was Zach there?" I was like, "Nah." He was watching, taking notes, just like I was.
I think sometime if they come back again and we know ahead of time,
yeah,
maybe it's something me and you could do.
Maybe we'll see. We'll see down the road.
It
seems like they go to Pittsburgh pretty often.
Yeah, a good amount, and I have some notes about it because the crowd, they had a pretty good crowd, it looked like.
Yeah. You could always tell with AEW when they show the wide shot of the crowd that they know that they have a good crowd.
Yeah.
But I'll say it was not a hot crowd.
No, I have that written down numerous times.
Well, we're gonna go over that. So,
all right.
Because we have another podcast to do, the Glorious House of Games podcast, shameless plug, that we're going to be recording about 30 minutes after we're done doing this one. So we're like podcasters, bro. All right, here's what we're gonna do. Okay, we're gonna start out with a little backstage segment. Before we even get into the Dynamite, we did not review SmackDown last week. Or did we? Did we do SmackDown last week?
No,
what was our last episode we did?
SmackDown. We didn't do Raw.
Okay, so we didn't do Raw this week. But we did AEW Dynamite. We're probably not going to be doing SmackDown on Friday because AEW has WWE has a pay-per-view on Saturday, I believe. So we'd probably rather do the pay-per-view Saturday or Sunday, then do that. And it's just so much wrestling to watch.
Yeah.
We'll obviously watch the shows just so we keep up with it, but to take notes, I don't think you guys realize how tedious it is. And we're not complaining. It's fun, but it is pretty tedious to write down 4 pages of fucking notes.
And when you're old as fuck and you can't read your own notes.
Yeah. All right. So let's get through this. Number one, started out with a little package. This is what DI and Conan always argue about, that AEW does a bad job of getting you caught up from the week before. So if you're a new watcher or you missed last week, you have no idea what's going on. So AEW did a little backstage Blackpool Combat Club package. They're in a parking lot, it looks like. I wrote in my notes here, I really like Pac, or whatever they're calling him. I really like him in this group. It keeps that Blackpool kind of theme going because originally it started with William Regal, or what do they call him now? Steven Regal?
Steven Regal. Steven William, whatever. Yeah.
Same thing. I like Pac in the group. He's believable. We've talked about him before. He's got a good physique. He's not the tallest dude in the world, but he looks believable. He looks mean.
Yes.
Pac and Claudia are focused on talking about Wheeler Yuta, who was kind of who the hell.
I'll get into that at the end. Fuck.
Moxley was talking about Danielson. This group intrigues me with Marina Shafir.
Yeah,
Marina Shafir with them.
I like
and I just wrote here that Mox won me over because I'm not a Jon Moxley fan. I know he's not the greatest worker in the ring. He's actually the shits in the ring. He doesn't sell anything. He doesn't do really any cool moves. He's not a Will Ospreay or a Ricochet. He doesn't do flips and moonsaults, but he's kind of a believable, like, hey, I could beat you up in a street fight kind of guy, kind of like a Stan Hansen.
He's big. Like, you didn't realize how tall he was. He's a big dude.
Yeah.
He's believable for sure. And I think a lot of the in-ring work now is by his choice. When he was in the other outfit, he wasn't like that. He sold more and everything else. But
I think he's got this I want to be Stone Cold gimmick in his head, and I'm the baddest mofo in AEW, and we'll see. But anyway, I like the package. I like Moxley. Again, the new entrance music, Death Rider, did a lot for me. So I'm intrigued to see where they're going to go. And they keep teasing this, you're not in charge anymore, we run the world, and something's brewing. I don't know what it is, but something is broken.
Can I interject real quick? Did you see the photo the Bucks posted a couple days ago?
Yeah, with Shane McMahon at the airport.
Again, out there.
Just happened to be on the same flight going from somewhere to Vegas.
Throwing it out there.
Yeah. And this is the second time that, Tony Khan had a meeting with Shane McMahon, just happened to be at the airport at the same time. And, hey, let's get to know each other type of a meeting. Obviously, the picture got out and everybody was speculation. And now the Young Bucks post a picture. I think the more they start doing these little Easter eggs and dropping pictures and photos, the more I think Shane McMahon's not coming to AEW.
Really?
That's what I think. I don't know. I really don't know.
I don't know. I think at some point he might, just to say a big fuck you
to Triple H and all them. Yeah, he can do that.
Go ahead.
All right, so let's get into the first match: Ricochet versus Will Ospreay. Dude, they should not have done this match so soon. I know that they left it. We'll talk about it. I know they left it where there's going to be another match for sure. However, bro, I mean, for their core audience, who is about 650,000 to 700,000 people that watch the show every week, sometimes they get a little bump and they go up to the 800s. Mm-hmm. It's been a while since they've hit 900 and 3 years since they've hit 1 million in the ratings. But their core audience that watches Dynamite every week, bro, they're really the only ones that know about and care about this Will Ospreay versus Ricochet feud that they had going on the Indies and Defy and Japan and wherever else they had it. They could have built this up like to make this a big pay-per-view feel match, and they give it away on free TV because Tony Khan is desperate. And the same 700,000 people that watch every week are the only ones that are going to be invested in this anyway. I agree.
You said they did this too early. They also did it too early on the show because, as we'll see as we get into this, the crowd blew their load.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
And they were dead for the most part the rest of the show.
Yeah. Oh, big time. So I have here, I said the AEW crowd, not the attendance of the crowd, but the crowd looks pathetic. Bro, look at the first 3 rows of the fans in any AEW show. They are now. There was one dude that they kept showing that was behind Mariah May. That was some jack dude.
You noticed him?
Bro, I noticed him.
Wow,
I noticed him behind her. Yes, I know. Weird, but their crowd just looks. They are the neckbeards that live in their mom's basement, that type on the message boards and talk smack. That just don't get laid. They don't go to the gym. They have no fashion sense whatsoever. Here I am sitting here in a black sweater and a headband like I'm supposed to be talking about.
Hey, we go to the gym.
Exactly. Bro, their crowd just looks so damn pathetic. And that's what I wrote down. I said Ricochet has zero charisma. Zero. Negative charisma. He tries to get the crowd pumped up and he tries to act like, but he just does. He's so athletic and he's so, good looking. He's got a great physique. He's banging the second hottest chick in wrestling, Samantha Irvin. But this dude has zero riz, bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree with you on that. And I think it was on here. Someone talks to him backstage, correct? Someone new. Did that happen or was I imagining things? Did MVP talk to him?
Oh, I don't no, maybe. I don't know. I was flipping around a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
If he did, that's not a bad idea.
No, I think that, he definitely needs a manager. He needs a mouthpiece, either MVP or Don Callis, I think.
Yeah.
I think something should happen where Callis helps Ricochet. Ricochet turns heel. I think that's the best fit for him. Way, way back in the day in PWG, Ricochet was a heel, and he was like that. He was like a prick type of a heel, and I loved it. He was like talking smack. Yeah.
And I spoke wrong, by the way. I don't think MVP talked to him. I think it was wishful thinking on my part.
Oh, it could have been.
Yeah.
Ospreay backstage. Okay, so Ricochet comes out. Then they show Ospreay backstage with Don Callis and Kyle Fletcher and Takeshita standing there. And it was so funny because Ospreay's like, yeah, I got to go out for my match. And Don Callis is like, oh, well, all right. Good stuff. Good luck with your match. We have to catch a flight anyway. Bro, Dynamite just started. Why are you getting on a plane? Where the hell are you going?
Yeah, exactly. We knew it was coming at some point with that. Yep.
So the first couple minutes I just wrote here, super scripted dance, not wrestling. Again, I like the flippy stuff. I like it, but when it's just 5 minutes of a rehearsed, I give them credit for memorizing how the hell that they're going to do all of that. So athletic, it is very impressive.
They're athletic as hell. I put very athletic and quick, but yes.
I said very, very talented. Both the crowd loves it. They're doing their holy shit chants. They're doing their this is awesome. Their fight forever. They're doing all that.
They were hot. The crowd was hot for this.
I said AEW must have a good crowd because a good house because they keep showing the crowd.
Yep.
Which they don't do when they only have one side of the building or two sides of the building filled up. I have here both shoulders down. They restart the match, which was so dumb because like the guy. Okay, so if both shoulders are down in wrestling, the guy who's on top should be the one who, even if his shoulders are down too, should be the one that wins. Like you're covering the guy.
He's making contact on top of the guy.
Exactly. Yes. So that, I mean, that's how I would have seen it. Takeshita runs in. I said, crowd goes mild.
Yeah.
Because there was zero pop for Takeshita at all. They knew what was happening. They heard the bell ring. Ding, ding, ding. It's going to be a disqualification. They did the subtle boo, like, oh, not a boo, like, boo, Takeshita, you're going to get yours in the end. Go ahead.
I have heat or go away heat from Takeshita running in and doing that.
Yep.
Right.
It was definitely.
Did they hate him for running in or they hate him because they wanted to see the rest of the match?
They wanted to see the rest of the match. And they're like, oh, it was more like ooh, I can't wait until Will Ospreay gets his hands on Takeshita. It was more like, oh, this guy ruined the match. Boo. It sucked.
So you made the whole crowd for the next 2 hours blow their load, disappoint them from the beginning, and the rest of it, this show is pretty much downhill, in my opinion.
Downhill. And I might be skipping around. I may have missed some things here. But the next thing that I have. So what did you think of the match? What did you think of what they did put out for the 10, 12 minutes that they did go at it?
I would say for the people, like, it's entertaining because the guys are so damn athletic.
Yeah.
And they look like athletes. I mean, just watching it, if I was changing the channel, I saw that, I would watch it because those guys are pretty damn athletic. And I like both of them. I really do. Will Ospreay is a star for sure. Their biggest star.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't mind it. I mean, but yeah, it was very choreographed and like,
they have all these guys and they have all these feuds that they could do, and they're just in a rush to put it on TV and get it over with.
Yeah.
The MJF Kenny Omega match stands out to me the most because, bro, that was like a pay-per-view main event, and they were desperate to get a Collision rating, and they were like, this Saturday on Collision, they're gonna, and again, they had a really good match, but it's like,
yeah,
giving this away.
This AEW, like lots of the kickouts of proven finishes, styles clash, cutters, like, and then
what's crazy is Will Ospreay he used to use the Os Cutter as his finisher, and now I guess he's more going with the hidden blade as his finish, which that move in itself takes a lot of timing and a lot of. One thing goes wrong, you get elbow some dude in the side of the head. He's
running 30 miles an hour at a 220-pound man. Yeah.
Yeah. He's got the storm breaker, whatever the hell it's called, that like little twisting thingamajig that he does, Death Valley Driver. Anyway, I think that they just put that match on way too soon. Let's go backstage with Mercedes Moné. Bro, I just wrote boring. No one cares. I said they did this backstage so she wouldn't get booed, like that go away boo, like get the fuck off my TV boo in the ring. Maybe she or maybe somebody suggested, hey, let's do this backstage this way, she doesn't go out there and get embarrassed and then get thrown off, because I hear that sometimes the crowd throws her off, and has her lose her train of thought sometimes. And if they are just booing her or not responding at all, it's like, oh man, I feel bad. They're paying this chick so much money. They thought she was going to be a difference maker, and nobody gives a shit.
No, they're paying someone else a lot of money who was in the main event too, and we'll get into that. But yeah, same thing. No reaction from the crowd at all. A couple little boos.
Yep.
Then it was dead
silence. And then as she's doing her, your CEO, which even though they hate her, people still sing along with that. Nobody did that.
Nope.
It's just like dead silence. Then MVP walks up, crowd pops because MVP came on the screen. He's like a newer dude. And when he talks, even in this little bit of talking that he did right here, he talks with like charisma and you want to listen to him.
Yes.
Yeah. So he's been schooled well. Again, this was super quick, and I was bored as hell. Any comments?
No.
Next on my list, I just have here, Hangman beats up the Ass Boys backstage. I was flipping around channels, watching other shit, and I came back, and the Ass Boys were all beat up. Did I miss anything? No. I do too. I especially like not Colton Gunn. Well, Colton Gunn is good too, but Austin Gunn. I think he sells.
Yes.
Him and Ricochet are the best sellers in wrestling. The way that they take moves and they take bumps, I think they're awesome.
And he can do good promos too.
Yeah, he can.
Yet they're pushing someone else who shows up at the end of the main event, which is fucking so stupid.
Yeah.
I'll get into that. Fuck.
Big Bill promo. He's in the ring with the learning tree stuff. Jericho and Brian Keith come out. And I just wrote here, Mark Briscoe, God bless him. He's better in short backstage spurts where he just kind of like, let's go, baby. We're going to fire up. We're going to get out there. Like, I love Mark Briscoe. And obviously I love Jay when he was with us. And then he gets in the ring and Mark goes on this 5-minute promo, totally lost the crowd. And then Jericho, I'm sure he ran it by Mark. He's like, hey, do you think we could throw this little Jay stuff in there? And they did. And then the crowd was like, oh, I can't believe that they said that. I just wrote, this sucks. Bringing Jay into it is too soon for me because, again, I love Jay Briscoe.
That was your boy. Yeah.
And I just wrote Jericho versus Briscoe at the pay-per-view. And this was such a long, boring segment. It could have been done so much quicker. And yeah, so I guess now at the pay-per-view, Jericho and Briscoe are going to go at it. Snooze fest. What do you got for this?
Stupid.
Yep.
Fast forward material.
Yep.
Crowd dead.
Yep.
They got.
You wouldn't be wrong, dude.
No, the conglomeration is a pack of fucking jobbers.
Yeah. Lower than mid-card guys.
Yeah. And I do like Mark Briscoe. I know he talked too long, but I like him, so I'd like listening to him. He's entertaining at least.
Yeah. He's got that crazy. I feel like when I met them, I feel like he's like that always. Even backstage when the girls from the Allure, Mandy Leon or Mandy Leon or Leon, I forget how she pronounces it. Velvet Sky and Angelina Love, they introduced me to the Briscoes, obviously when Jay was still alive.
Yeah.
And I felt so bad because I paid Mark zero attention. I was just staring at Jay like, holy shit, this is my man crush. I love him.
Didn't one of those girl wrestlers put you over?
Yeah, they always put me over.
What would you have done if Mariah May was back there too? What would you do?
I would probably just stare at her. Stare at her tits. I think she's so sexy.
I'm aware.
Darby Allin promo, sitting on a car, holding on to a freaking rock, telling some boring story about how he got spit on the bus,
jerked off in the back of his head on a Greyhound or something.
And again, this just appeals to that audience because 90% of the men that are sitting in an AEW arena in their seats are that guy that got beat up and bullied and spit on the back of their head by some, tougher guys on the back of a bus.
Yes.
That's why they do this crap.
That and because the owner of the company was not in the same circumstances, probably went through the same shit.
Yeah.
So he appeals to him
too.
Yes.
So open challenge he throws out for the pay-per-view. I just wrote down here Lashley ? And then I saw something online that kind of that would be such a styles clash in wrestling. Darby Allin versus Bobby Lashley. I know it would be a dream match for the AEW marks, but another name that popped up that I saw is Jim Ross was on his podcast. Mm-hmm. He was talking about Enzo Amore coming in. I don't know where Enzo would fit. He would probably fit more in the learning tree angle where Jericho somehow turns on Big Bill. Jericho and Brian Keith start beating up Big Bill because, as you could notice, we're backtracking a little bit, but Big Bill is getting a little pop.
Yes,
he was over huge in the UK. They were like chanting his name, and every time he was in the ring, they were going crazy for him.
He's a star, and they don't know it. They have him fucking in purgatory. Yeah. That'd be great, Enzo. He's great on the mic. He can work. His size is good for the size of the people in AEW.
Oh, for sure. He'd be one of the biggest dudes there, I feel like. And he's a little guy.
You met him too, didn't you?
I did. Yeah. He doesn't remember meeting me though. He was on another planet.
Was it snowing? Was it snowing?
It might have been. Hangman versus Juice Robinson. I said Juice is banging Tony Storm. How? I said Juice looks like he's wearing a diaper.
Yeah.
I don't know if his legs are just small or it just has like, I think he has a very long torso and he's got very long legs.
Like me.
Yeah. But the little white trunks he was wearing, it looked like he was wearing a diaper. I said, this is so boring. I like him too, but I said, this is so boring. I fast forwarded through a bunch until Paige did the buckshot lariat and then beat up, started choking him with the belt or whatever. And then Jay White comes out, Switchblade, who I like.
Yeah.
Comes out. Yeah, a little pop. And it looks like we're going to have Jay White, Hangman Adam Page feud coming up, which I'm not mad at.
No. Nope.
What'd you think about the match?
Outcome predictable. I said Juice Robinson looks like Charles Manson.
Yeah.
And I put this, and you're going to see this a lot. The crowd blew their load in the opening match.
Oh yeah, they didn't give a damn about this match.
And Jay White, good pop.
Yeah, Jay White coming out. Anytime that you're getting somebody that debuts or you get somebody returning that hasn't been there for a while, usually the AEW crowd gives them a good pop.
Yeah,
but Jay White is one of those dudes where for 2 months he was in a main event angle with MJF, and then he disappeared for 3 months.
Yep.
Then he came back, won the 6-man tag Ring of Honor titles, the trios titles with the Ass Boys, and then disappeared again. I guess he got hurt or something.
It's the same thing. Who's their biggest star? MJF. He got put out of action by Daniel Garcia, who you haven't seen since.
Yeah, I think Daniel Garcia's got some contract issues or something.
Oh, that's right.
I don't think he's signed. Dude,
yep.
All right. If I'm WWE and I'm looking at, or I'm Triple H and I'm looking at a Daniel Garcia, bro, first of all, he ain't going to Raw or SmackDown. He's going straight to NXT, and he sucks on the mic. He's got no physique. He's a halfway decent worker, technical worker.
He can work.
He can work like a like a late 80s, early 90s wrestling style. He doesn't do the flips. He doesn't do the moonsaults. He doesn't have any cool moves. He's just like he's kind of like a who do we say?
You can't compare him, and that makes it worse because he's 180 fucking pounds, and he can't do flips. He can't do this. What's the value of him?
Right. There's nothing that makes him stand out at all. So, I mean, I don't know why he hasn't just taken whatever Tony will give him.
Like WWE signed Ethan Page.
Yeah.
Who actually I like.
Yeah, he's got a physique. He's tall.
Yes.
He could talk.
Yes, exactly. That's what they want. And they put him over immediately on NXT. He's good, but they fucked him over too. They don't know.
They don't know what they got.
Nope.
Jack Perry. Excuse me. I have Jack Perry is up next in his tart cart. This little bus that he's got.
You like Jack Perry. I know you do.
I do like Jack Perry. I don't know why the hell they have him in this little school bus, this blacked out school bus. I said, comes out. Somebody, I think it was Renee Young or whoever was back there interviewing him. Thank God they didn't have Alex Marvez. He's a fruitcake.
Jesus.
Shibata asks for a title shot. Perry says, I'll think about it. And he goes to type something else on his phone. Jack Perry beats him up. I said, crowd goes mild.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, how did he ask for the title shot, Robert? Explain to us. How did he ask for the title shot?
He typed it in his phone and had like a voice translator.
I will face you, you prick.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's the gimmick. And Tony thinks it's funny, so he keeps doing it. And yeah, I just wrote crowd goes mild. I'm sure that these video packages and these backstage segments are playing live through the arena.
Yeah.
While this is going on, but it seems like they're not because there's no reaction whatsoever. Well, you ever see WWE when they pan to the backstage and they'll see somebody getting out of the car and Jey Uso will walk out of a car? Crowd, you'll hear the crowd go nuts.
Yeah, here's what we're going to do. Next time they're in Pittsburgh, I'm going to get a ticket. And when they do that segment, like the backstage stuff is real quiet, you'll know because you'll hear me yell something in the background as loud as I can.
Yeah. Bearded Bastards podcast.
Yeah, pricks.
All right. Next up, Britt Baker. They put her over huge. She has no entrance. I mean, her pyro, not even her pyro didn't even play. Her freaking her video package on the Titantron, whatever it is, that came out, but she comes through the crowd. They try to do that long shot with her wearing the towel and
it's called a terrible towel.
A terrible towel.
Yes.
She's trying to show, hey, I'm from Pittsburgh. The whole crowd knows she's from Pittsburgh anyway.
Right.
I write that she got a mid pop. It wasn't nothing crazy like, oh my God, Britt Baker's the biggest star. And I think that really bothered her because I'm looking at her face the whole time. And when she's like looking out at the crowd, she was like, wow, I expected to be so much more over. I thought the crowd was going to start chanting DMD and this and that.
Yeah. Well, remember when Punk said, I feel like Britt Baker in Pittsburgh when he debuted in Chicago for AEW?
Yeah.
When she showed up to Pittsburgh right around that time, they went nuts for her.
Oh, yeah. No, for sure.
Not this time.
Nope, not at all.
And a little inside information. She's not really from here. She went to college here. She grew up like an hour and a half away.
Okay. Wow,
in Punxsutawney, where the groundhog comes out, I tell you.
Oh, that's some good info.
I'm full of inside scoop.
Well, no, you know that her and Adam Cole aren't together anymore.
Yeah, I heard you. I heard you being in the southern states was going to go get a dentist appointment with her. Is there any truth to that?
I don't know. All I know is I think she is smoking hot, and how she was with freaking Adam Cole was beyond me.
She's bigger than he is.
Exactly. This dude is 5'7". He's 112 pounds soaking wet. He's got no physique. He's pale.
He's good on the mic, though.
He's okay on the mic. People give him much more credit on the mic than I think he deserves. But for AEW, he's good on the mic.
Yeah, okay.
I just wrote here, Mariah May is in the crowd, so hot. I said, me and you both have the same notes here. I wrote Britt Baker hot versus no ass Deeb.
Yeah,
what did your notes say?
Britt Baker, semi pop. Good looking hometown crowd versus Serena Deeb, no ass.
Yep. Yeah.
Then I put Mariah May, boing.
Yeah. Mariah May, so hot in the crowd. I said Baker went over, no shit. You knew she was going to win. And then they beat her up. And then here comes Miss Booty Jiggles. Queen Aminata comes out to zero pop to help Britt Baker. And this is really, go back and watch Britt's face throughout this whole thing. She's either like, I think, dude, I would love to know what happened backstage right before she went out. She looked so unhappy and so uncomfortable. Either the crowd not popping for her threw her off her game, or something happened backstage where she was like pissed off, or somebody, I don't know, shitting her Cheerios or something. She just looked so off in her face. And then when this Queen Aminata chick comes out to save her, the crowd gave zero fucks, and I almost felt bad for her.
Yeah,
did you notice that too? There was no
reaction.
Was
nothing. I put Queen Fat Ass Aminata saves Brit.
Yep.
No crowd reaction whatsoever.
No, I wrote here at the bottom, nobody cares. Yeah. Yeah. So I think more people pop when a new Bearded Bastards short comes up on their YouTube feed than
I think that's a stretch.
That is a stretch.
Those 11 people don't pop that.
Oh God, it's so bad. All right, next up, I have Hook promo. So gay.
Oh.
Something about Taz got attacked. Did they show that on screen or
no? They just said he was attacked backstage, and
I wrote, "Did I miss something?" So yeah,
and then I said Hook is dumb.
Yeah, the whole him trying to fire up like, I'm gonna get you for whoever jumped my dad. So stupid. Christian promo up next where he's talking some smack. I didn't even care. I fast forwarded.
No, real quick, he put himself over, and he said something, and I'm going to get everyone hook, line, and sinker. So I think he was hinting he may have been the one that put Taz out.
Oh,
because he said hook, line, and sinker.
I got it. So maybe he wants to recruit Hook to be in his little fatherless faction.
I think that's what it was. At first, I thought maybe Samoa Joe, because they should have packaged a Samoa Joe and Hook, which I thought was the dumbest match in the history of professional wrestling.
So dumb.
So he kind of came off like maybe he was the one who put Taz out. Go ahead.
All right. Next up, I don't know if there was a backstage segment or not. I just have here Private Party versus the Iron Savages.
Oh, whoa.
What did I miss?
Are you crazy?
What did I miss?
Your favorite person on the show had a backstage segment.
Mariah May?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that. I must have fast forwarded.
Dumb shit.
Sorry, what happened?
Mariah May segment. Double boing.
Who was she?
Calls out Willow Fattingale.
Oh, okay.
They get in a slap fight, and I put no nip slips, big disappointment.
Oh, jeez.
Of all the things you missed.
I did miss that. I got to be honest with you. This may have been, I know this is supposed to be the 5th year anniversary show. This was the worst episode of Dynamite I think I've ever watched. And I was just so bored and fast forwarding through everything. And that says a lot, because Okada Danielson on a show, and Will Ospreay and Ricochet, and now you're telling me Mariah May twice on the show?
Yeah.
And dude, I zoned out, bro.
Maybe after the first time she appeared, you were spent and you didn't want to do it.
So. Private Party, Iron Savages. I just wrote really. I said BCC better interrupt before the bell rings, and they never came out. I said it was a botch finish because the Private Party screwed up their finish. I said Isaiah promo, he's got indie fire, because nobody in the crowd gave a shit about his promo. He tried to fire up, and but he's got like a little bitch voice, and nobody really cares. And he kind of mumbles when he talks, and he's got the Brooklyn accent or the New York accent.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody cared. And I feel bad because I know these guys are trying, but bro, they need to be on the indies.
They don't have proper direction and coaching, and either they don't listen or no one's telling them. They don't care.
Yeah.
They
call out the Bucks. The Bucks come out. They're in their gear. It looks like they're about to wrestle. Christopher Daniels comes out. Oh, yeah, we're going to do a 6-man on Rampage.
Yay.
It's like, I heard Rampage is going to be no more. That got cut.
Yeah, so. I didn't see everything. Did you? I'm going to backtrack. Did you hear what he said?
Christopher Daniels?
No, one of the Private Party members.
What did he say?
And they bleeped it out.
What did he say?
He said, Bucks, you can suck my dick.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, no, go back. Yeah, I can read his lips. It's because I've said it numerous times to people.
Yeah.
That's what he said, but they bleeped it out.
I heard you say it mostly to men, and you were hoping that they take you up on the offer.
It was New Year's Eve. All right, good.
Next up, I have MVP and Renee, or no. Yeah, MVP and Renee, right? And then Prince Nana comes out. How did it go? Was Nana there first, then MVP come out?
Yeah,
or was it MVP first, then Prince Nana?
I can't remember.
I think it was MVP first.
Yeah, because I have MVP and Prince Nana.
Yeah. And Prince Nana is talking, making some complaint or whatever. And then he's like, oh, MVP say, I'm not part of the complaint department. That's this guy right here. Then the camera pans over and it's Shelton Benjamin.
Yeah, I thought it was either going to be him or Lashley.
Yeah. And it was a pretty good pop for him. Again, a new person debuting. And MVP looks like he's going to put together the Hurt business or the Hurt faction, whatever they're going to call themselves in AEW.
Dude, if they bring Lashley into, it's just a money grab.
Oh, for sure. They won't care.
Did you see when Benjamin drank Prince Nana's coffee?
So stupid.
But I think MVP legitimately popped, like started laughing. It looked legit. I thought that I don't think he saw it coming. I thought that was funny, actually. MVP's good.
Yeah, he's not bad. We'll see what they do with him. And then the main event, I may have missed something here. The main event, I have a lot of notes here for.
Yep.
I'm going to let you go over this match. You watched it more recently than me, about an hour ago, less than that. What did you think about Okada versus Danielson 3?
I wasn't that much into it. Crowd was semi into it, but not much. I'm just going over some of my notes because.
Go ahead. Go read through all your notes, then I'll go through all my notes.
It starts off as a classic wrestling match, slow.
Yep.
Crowd semi into it. These guys can work. Okada, to me, looks old and banged up and slow. So, like, when he gets whipped into the turnbuckle, he slows down and barely takes a bump when he goes in, if you watch that.
Yeah.
He did the same thing when he got whipped into the barrier. He slows down and barely touches the barrier. I don't know if his body is just banged up over all these years.
Yeah.
Danielson took majority of the bumps in this match. If you pay attention to the big ones.
Yeah.
It wasn't Okada. He didn't take a lot of huge bumps like a Danielson did.
Right.
And I don't see anything special about Okada these days.
No, he's definitely Okada. The thing about Okada was he was never really, he's got some good offensive moves, but he was more of his selling and the bumps that he was able to take. And all those matches with him and Omega, he's got a couple of cool moves, but it was more about him and the way that he took Kenny Omega's shit, which is what made those matches so great. And back then he was just willing to do anything.
Yeah, I put here Danielson was doing all the work.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if that's the case, he's not doing what he did with Omega anymore because he's barely taking any bumps.
No.
I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's how I saw it.
No, you're absolutely right. He's a different person. Everybody on the internet is saying it too. What else do you have in your notes?
I said nothing special really about it. Fans kind of liked it. And then I put, I put the finish. Danielson wins because Okada got distracted by another group of heels, which makes no fucking sense.
Yeah.
And then do you want me to go to the very end of the show?
Well, let me get through my notes.
Okay, good. Okay, go.
I just have Okada versus Danielson 3. I said there's 40 minutes left. Jesus Christ. Bro, I can't sit through a 40-minute match.
This is why we record these and fast forward through shit. Yeah. I can't do it.
Danielson is trying to get the crowd fired up, but the crowd is mild. And when Danielson first came into AEW, he didn't want to do the yes thing because he wanted to separate himself and be somebody different, maybe go back to the old, Bryan Danielson from the Ring of Honor days. But he needed to do that because that's all the crowd responds to is the yes, yes, yes type thing. And if he didn't do that, the crowd would have been sitting on their hands. Right?
Yeah. And honestly, speaking from being from this area, being from Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh is a WWE country. We don't have a lot of indie shit here. A lot. They don't. So that's probably why it was done. But go ahead.
So I said took 5 minutes for them to lock up. Very slow start. This match sucks. Boring. Okada good facials for a heel. So slow. 3 exclamation points. Mm-hmm. I said WTF is a continental title. So the stip for this match was the first 20 minutes of the match. If Okada lost, he lost his Continental Championship.
So it's going over 20 minutes immediately.
Of course. You knew it was going over 20 minutes anyway.
Yes.
Especially with 40 minutes left in the show, and this was the main event.
Yeah.
More picture-in-picture. This sucks. Crowd is dead. More picture-in-picture. Zoning out. Crowd chants, this is awesome. Just, I think, to keep themselves awake.
Probably.
I said they did some dueling Rainmakers. And what did I write here? The win was a roll-up because, Okada got distracted by Claudio and Pac. Pac came out.
Yeah.
Do I have a 5th page of notes?
I have a last little paragraph.
What do you got?
Blackpool sucked. Yeah, I mean, come on. I wish Mariah May would come back out.
Yes.
BCC attacks Danielson and get run off by Willa Uterus, whatever the fuck his name is. It is the stupidest thing. I put ridiculous. Put someone else over. Push someone else. Not this guy who can't talk, who weighs 175 pounds, and you're trying to stuff him down our throat. He's terrible. The crowd didn't care. They don't like them. And he's got a little, I'm getting pissed, a little hammer. He runs off 2 dudes who look like badasses and a shorter dude who looks like a badass. And this fucking pencil neck runs him off with a little ball-peen hammer. I used to hang shit on my wall. It's so stupid. I hate Willa Uterus. And he's from Philly, where I got stuck in. Every time I drive to Atlantic City, piss on him.
I'm going to shock you, bro.
You like him.
I don't. No.
Who's he banging?
Hold on. No. I think he's gay.
I like him.
Now you like him. I will say this. From what he used to, I feel like he's really getting in shape seriously because he looks a lot better than he did. He doesn't look like Pac. He doesn't look like Brian Cage. He doesn't look like Ricochet or anybody with a really good physique. But I feel like he looks in a lot better shape, conditioning wise, than he did. The beard, I think, saved him because he just looked like a little child without the beard.
The beard's good.
I like his look a lot better. But he's another Daniel Garcia. Same move set. Don't do anything super crazy. Don't have any really cool moves. Don't do anything off the top rope. Don't do any cool flips. You don't have to do flips in order to be, to do cool shit. Pac's ending move is that black arrow, whatever. I think he calls it the black arrow. Whatever it is, he does that. But all throughout the match, he doesn't do a lot of other flippy things. But he does a lot of cool moves.
Yes.
He's got a really cool move set. A Daniel Garcia and a Wheeler Yuta are one and the same to me. They're basically the same wrestler with a different name.
What? Remember you have the Bruiser Brody test?
No, Wheeler does not pass the.
Well, yeah, you have that. So my test is when I'd watch wrestling with my dad, or my dad would come into the room.
Yeah.
If he saw something like this that was so unrealistic, where my dad would say pencil neck, runs off 3 studs, he would make me turn the channel. He goes, "This is too unrealistic." Yeah. Make it believable. This is so stupid. I'm getting pissed thinking about it. We got to do another podcast in a half hour. I'm going to be rounding up for that too.
Yeah.
But it's dumb. The crowd doesn't care about this kid. No one cares about this kid. You're trying to put him over. You can't find someone else to put in that spot.
Yeah.
On that roster. You got Powerhouse Hobbs. He should be with MVP.
I think he's hurt. I think someone asked about Hobbs and they said that he was hurt. I think the same thing with Wardlow too. I think they're hurt.
Sammy Guevara knocked himself out in a Ring of Honor match before this aired, by the way. They took him off they took him off in a stretcher.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I just saw it before he started the show here. They say he's okay, but it was a concussion. But it was legit. It wasn't a work because it wasn't being televised. There were some videos of it floating around. He knocked himself out doing something.
Who was he wrestling?
I think it was one of those Mexican wrestlers.
Got it. All right. Well, what do you give this show on a letter grade?
D. No, I'll give it a D plus. The first match wasn't bad.
D plus. Yeah, I'm gonna go a D. I'm not even gonna give it a D plus. I'm gonna give it just a straight D. The show sucked, bro. It would have gotten an F if it weren't for the little 12 minutes of Osprey Ricochet. And I'm even mad that they put that on TV.
Yeah, that's what got the D. D plus.
They should have saved those two dudes for freaking a pay-per-view.
Well, shame on you. You missed a Mariah May segment. That's on you.
That is that, yeah. And Mariah May, I mean, bro, you should put her in every segment. But
I'd like to see her and Queen. What's her name?
Queen Aminata.
And a Jello
bra and panties match from back in the 90s.
And Jello.
You pervert.
Yeah. All right, whoops. Dude, public podcast.
Oh yeah. But you know what, dude? Here's the problem. You know why this actually I should change my grade to a D minus. This is your A show. This is Dynamite. A show, 5th year anniversary. I get it. These dudes have been in AEW since day one. How are you going to put Private Party versus Iron Savages on TV? Even if it was a 3-4 minute match, bro. And the one dude that actually looks freaking jacked from the Iron Savages, the Jack Jimmy or whatever.
The guy was on like on the
his their manager.
Yeah, he
wrestles
jacked
too, though. Yeah, he is Jack Johnson, I think his name is.
Yeah, I was trying to see what his name was, but I was fast forwarding so quick.
Yeah,
I really didn't catch it.
All right, this has been episode 7. I'm sorry, we were so negative this show, but bro, you got to give us something that we like.
MVP.
More MVP, more Mariah May, and
Queen on
more BCC. But get rid of this Yuta crap and more Big Bill.
Yeah, they have a star in their hands there, and they're going to ruin them.
Yeah. All right, that's been it.
Willa Uterus, get the fuck out of here.
Take care, brush hair. We'll see you next time.
Later.
Peace.